Good afternoon, Everstrong family. Happy Sunday, October the 26th. Once again, it is my great honor to be joining you in the book of 1 Corinthians, and today we get the pleasure of looking at chapter 5. Now, just being straightforward with you, this is often seen as a rather divisive chapter, especially in modern culture, and the reason why is because Paul addresses sin in the church head on. So, what he is writing to the church of Corinth about is the fact that he has heard rumors that they are in fact boasting about a man within the church who is living in sexual sin with his stepmother. Now, if you want context within the Hebrew law for this being a sin, you can take a look at Leviticus, the book of law, chapter 18, verses 6, 7, 8. However, let's just go ahead and get right to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at verse 9 through 11 in chapter 5. When I wrote to you before, I told you not to associate with people who indulge in sexual sin. But I wasn't talking about unbelievers who indulge in sexual sin, or are greedy, or cheat people, or worship idols. You would have had to have left the world to avoid people like that. I meant you are not to associate with anyone who claims to be a believer, yet indulges in sexual sin, or is greedy, or worships idols, or is abusive, or is a drunkard, or cheats people. Don't even eat with such people. What Paul is talking about here is something that we don't often like to do, which is confronting sin and confronting sinners. Now, out in the world, it's not our job to walk up to people and slam them for all their sinfulness, because that's not our right. God is the only one who is a pure and just judge. However, within the church, our job is to keep it holy and pure. How do we do that? By continuing to seek out purity. When we see sin within our brothers and sisters, with grace, we are to confront them. So, for instance, as I've mentioned before, I have a great deal of issues with people who claim the name of Christ, yet consistently take the Lord's name in vain. I know a lot of people who say, well, it's not that big of a deal. Once again, if it wasn't a big deal, taking God's name directly as a curse word, it wouldn't be in the Ten Commandments. So, am I going to get in their face and say, you're a sinner? No. That's not what we're meant to do. But as Christians, we are meant to point out or point them to the word about their sinfulness. It is their decision at that point to repent of their sins and turn towards Jesus instead of away. The same thing could be said about this situation here. Paul doesn't want this person to be condemned to hell, but he does see the damage and risk it poses to the church while this man is still there. And he recommends that this person be excommunicated so that he may change his ways, that he may see the wrongfulness of his walk and turn towards Christ. Ultimately, what we are meant to do as Christians is, with grace and love, speak out, talk to people, be willing to have a conversation. God is the ultimate judge, but ultimately our job is to be honest and faithful.